Good morning, dear friends. Happy Tidy Up Tuesday. If you are sitting at home and your room is a bit like mine and you have a suitcase from your last holiday sitting on the ground that you haven't opened and you can't even remember what's inside it, and there's probably things that need to be washed, but the suitcase is buried under a pile of clothes that you wore this week, and you've got empty food packets around the floor, jump up and clean your room with me. If you are on the bus, if you're at school, at work, at your desk, and you can't clean right now, pause this video and come back to it when you have time to clean. And when I say you have time to clean and you say, but I don't have time to clean, and all you're going to do tonight is order pizza and watch House of the Dragon, you do have time to clean. Don't let your brain lie to you. We've got this, okay? We've got this. So I'm going to be cleaning my room, but I'm also going to be cleaning something else. I have a little surprise. You guys know I love surprises, and there's nothing too extreme or crazy for this channel. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Errol, my rescue pigeon. Yes, another rescue pigeon. So little old Errol here is an American show pen homer. He's born in 2017 and he's male, and that's all anyone knows about him. He's so gentle, and I can tell in his old life, because the guy that I got him off isn't his original owner. He was covered in growths, fungus. He's got lice all over him and mites. He had all these ingrown feathers, and I had to do a little bit of DIY veterinary work. Nothing I haven't done before. I've done some rescue work in the past, so at least I knew how to help him, but I didn't film that because it was really, really, really fucked up. And I was so angry with this dude for letting the poor birds stay in that situation. His feet were so crusted with bird shit that he literally couldn't bend his little toes. So the first day I brought him here, I gave him a wash, and it was a very stressful day for him, so I didn't want to push him too hard. So now that I've spent the past couple of days sort of very slowly bonding with him and getting to know him, he's definitely calmed down. So I'm going to try and give him a shower and tidy him up a bit and give him some lice spray, and I've also got to clean out his little eye. His right eye has an infection, so I've got some medicine that I can put on that for him. This is what he looks like on this side of his face. Can you see? Look, there you are. There's Errol. Yeah. And look at his crusty little beak. Doesn't he look gross? But in the best way possible. He's a beautiful bird. So both Dumpling and him, I don't know their history, but they've got extremely different temperaments, and I don't know if it's down to their breed. Dumpling's a racing pigeon. This guy's an American show pen homer. He's a fancy pigeon that they breed for appearance. He's a bit like the bulldog of the pigeon world. You know, they breed them to kind of look ugly cute. So, as part of Tidy Up Tuesday, we're going to tidy up little Errol here. He's really, really sweet. He's very gentle as well. I don't know if he's ever had a shower before, so we'll see how he goes. And I will teach you if you're thinking of maybe rescuing a pigeon, and trust me, there's plenty of pigeons in need of rescuing. So if you're thinking of rescuing one, this is an example of what you'd do. So day one, when I brought him home, I didn't do any filming with him or anything because I wanted to make sure he was very calm and I didn't want to spook him with any phones or anything like that. So I put him in a nice roomy cage and let him calm down. I left him with water, but I didn't give him food. And I let him get a bit hungry. And then I went into the cage and I offered him my hand with seed. And he backed away because he was a bit concerned. He didn't know me. But I just sprinkled a little bit of seed on the ground in front of him. And he pecked that up. And then the only seed that was left was in my hand. And he backed away. So I left and I came back an hour later. And I did the same thing again. Held out my hand with the seed and he backed off. So I sprinkled a little bit on the ground in front of him, which he ate. And then he came up to my hand and he finished the seed that was in my hand. And then I left, and I only would put myself in front of him, expose myself to him for about 2 to 3 minutes, and that's enough. I didn't want to push him any further than that. And just all throughout the day, I'd go in with just a little bit of seed in my hand. And then come day 2, and then into the 3rd day, as he's coming straight to my hand to take the seed from me, I'm holding it out like this, and he's pecking the seed out of my hand, and I start touching his chest. And as soon as I touched his chest, he was like, "What the hell?" and he backed away. But then he comes back for the food, and then I just make sure that as he's eating, he's touching my hand. And then I started moving my hand in different directions, because you hold your hand like this to give them food, and they get used to the hand like that. But if the hand is like that, they freak out. So I'd come down with the seed instead of being like, "Look, I have seed." On the 3rd day, I came down with a fist and then moved it, and he was really concerned. And then I opened it up and said, "See, seed." And I would close it and move my hand around. And then as he was eating on the 3rd day, come the afternoon, and I'd done the routine multiple times throughout the day, I had my hand there with the seed, and then with my other hand, I went to touch him, and he freaked out and ran away, but then he came back for the seed. So then I just hovered my hand above him, and slowly, even every time he'd run away, I would just wait with my hand, and he'd come back, and I'd put it closer to him, and he'd run away, and then he'd come back, and then eventually he realized that there was no way to eat the seed without my hand touching him. And now, I think that this must be day 4. Yeah, this is day 4. And look at him. He wouldn't come near me when I brought him home, and now we're here. So now that he's calm, and he's sitting like this because I've just been gently patting him for so long that he's in a little bit of a trance. So if I stop patting him and go turn on the water, we'll see what he does. I don't know if he's going to be like Dumpling and come over. Not sure. Now, I'm also going to have a shower, and when he sees me in the shower, that might encourage him to come join me. Alright, I'm not going to push him. See how he's quivering? He's scared, but he's definitely interested. I'm going to bring him into the shower this time because he really does need one. I was hoping he'd come in on his own, but I don't think he will. So I'm just going to put him in, but not under the water. I'm just going to put him near me. I'm going to have to shut the door so he can't escape. He's not going to like it, but he needs the bath so badly. You can see he's not as relaxed as Dumpling is when Dumpling here. I don't know if he's ever had a shower in his life, but based on the state of him, I would say he hasn't. Yeah. He's got filthy feet again. Oh, sorry. Oh, do you reckon this is good for the thumbnail? they're supposed to spray it from quite far away, but if you get it in their eyes, it's really bad. So instead, I'm going to put some spray on my hand. This is the mite spray. And I'm just going to sort of scratch him a bit and just work it into him. I have never seen such a bad infestation of lice before. This poor bird, I feel so bad for him. See that? Oh, the poor boy, see what he's doing? This is like when you scratch a dog and they start doing that thing with their leg. It's like he must be, see where I'm rubbing him? It's just sort of near his butt. It's all crusty, and it's not poo, it's actually crusty with lice eggs. I'll show you when we get out of the shower. Borax is a good way to treat lice and mites in birds. And I'm just going to take a bottle, I'm going to put some borax in there and mix it with water. I'm going to use, I'm going to go kind of heavy on this because he has so many lice. I've never seen so many lice on a bird. So the borax is natural, as long as you're not getting it on their face. It's going to cover the feathers and it's going to essentially drive the lice away. And I've just realized that my sink just drained itself. What the hell? The sink is empty, but the plug is in. Huh? All right, so I'm in the bathtub with a tub of water, and I figure at least this way, if any of the lice make their way out of this, then I'll spot them on the bathtub and I'll be able to rinse them down the bathtub. Don't know how he's going to react to this, but this is nice and warm, and he is shaking a little bit like he's cold, or he's just frightened. Fair enough. So the borax will help to wash that off, but also the borax will hopefully drown the adult lice and mites that are on him. He's got 3 different types on him. He's got these very, very skinny brown ones that are feather lice. He's got these little white ones with 6 legs, and they're the ones that lay the eggs at the shaft of the feather near the vent. The vent is the bird word for butthole. Oh yeah, look, you can see them. Look at them. Can you see that? They're everywhere. Okay. And he's also got these teeny tiny brown ones as well that are sort of more round. So, I know, buddy. I know. Look at them all. Oh my gosh. So I should do this 2 or 3 days in a row. I'm not going to get all the lice in one go, but hopefully come the 3rd day, he won't have any left on him at all. All right, now I've got to get in around the butt. That's where all the baddies are. That's where the worst ones live. So the feather lice tend to live in the wing feathers, but he doesn't have anywhere near as many of them as he has of the ones that are living around his butt. So let's get in here. Oh, good boy. Good boy, that must feel good. Poor little thing. So the lice are trying to get up onto his back to escape. There's one there, and there's, look, okay, see, do you see this? That is one of the feather lice. See how it's really long and skinny? So they're the ones that kind of live in the wing feathers. And that one's crawled off his back and onto my hand, trying to escape. Because yeah, they drown. The detergent basically somehow covers the lice and it drowns them. So see, that's one of the big lice there. It's an adult one. And I squeeze them between my fingernails to kill them. And see his blood. The poor thing. Okay, listen. Can you hear that? He's panting a lot. I'm going to stop the massaging because if it's me that's stressing him out, I really don't want to stress him. So just by him sitting there, the lice will keep falling off him. All of those, there's dead skin, but they're all lice and mites. I'm just going to let him sit there, and the longer that his bum is submerged, the ones that are living under there will drown, or they will flee up onto his back, And when I see them, I can grab them and squash them. All right, a bit more borax water. Nice and warm for him. Oh yeah, he doesn't mind that. Good boy, Errol. Good boy. What a good boy. Just trying to get rid of any that are standing on the top. As I've been doing this, I've just been watching as the lice are falling off him and going down there. Some people say to leave the borax on the bird, but I don't like the idea of that. Look at this little bastard trying to escape. Absolutely the fuck not. No. While I'm draining the bathtub, I'm just killing any... There's a whole bunch just sort of wandering around very slowly. They seem very delirious. So I've got some pointy tweezers. I'm just squashing them as soon as I see them. Look at this. Look at all those lice. All right, now I just have one more thing I have to torture him with, and that is I've got some saline solution on a cotton bud, and that's got to go on his infected eye. So actually, it's looking much better since day one. Seeing how much it's improved already gives me hope that the eye will make a full recovery. It was so bad the day I brought him home. It was completely closed. I thought that he only had one eye. I didn't actually realize there was an eye in there until I cleaned it up and found a little beautiful orange colored eye staring back at me. There's all this pus and goo, and this happens just like bulldogs. If you know much about bulldogs, how they have the folds in their skin, because they've been bred to have those folds, it does mean that the folds get sweaty, bacteria and things get trapped in there. And if you own a bulldog or a pug, you've got to clean it out regularly. Same with this. Their eyes have been bred to have these, sort of wrinkly folds, and if they're not cleaned, that's it. They get stinky and infected. The birds can lose an eye if you're not careful. Look at this. The audacity of this little bastard. Come here. And then I'm just going to drown him in there. I'm just sitting and waiting, and they're just coming out in droves, just trying to get off the feathers. Look at his poor little head. Do you see these? All these little white things? They're all eggs. Just going through and picking them out, and he's letting me. So I just kind of have to squeeze them between the tweezers so that they make a popping sound, and then at least I know that nothing's going to hatch out of them.
Oh my god. Good morning, dear friends. Things didn't go quite as planned yesterday. I was supposed to do Tidy Up Tuesday.
I was feeling yesterday as though my medication wasn't working. And I don't know why, like it hasn't happened to me in a little while, like that badly in terms of, I've had days where I've felt really tired and I've been like, I don't want to get out of bed. But no, yesterday was the first day that I had this really intense hyperfixation. I just couldn't stop, and then my phone ran out of battery because I was filming myself, and then before I knew it, it was 6 a.m. on Wednesday morning now, and I was like, oh my god, I need to go to sleep. My mother-in-law's picking me up at 10 a.m. We're going out somewhere together, and that's now. And I just spoke to her and she said she's going to be here at 10:18 and it's 9:55. I don't even know what happened. I didn't feel a time passing. It was 7 p.m. when my phone ran out of battery, and I didn't look up from what I was doing, and then suddenly it was 6 a.m. That hasn't happened to me in so long. Yesterday I talked about some vitamins and things. I think it's because of some of the vitamins I took yesterday, because I was showing them to you guys And then I was like, oh yeah, actually I haven't had this one in a while, I might have this. And I tried a new one that I've never tried before. I wonder, maybe I should have looked up all of the ingredients in it, because I feel like it interfered with my OCD medication. With the combination of OCD and ADHD, I have the hyperfixations with ADHD, but then with the OCD, I physically can't stop myself or drag myself away from doing what I'm doing. So you know how the last thing that happened on camera before my phone died was, I think I was showing you his head. I basically just sat with him in my lap, and I was just using a little pair of tweezers, and I was pulling, or like, you know, pinching the eggs and squashing them and lightly pulling them off, and he fell asleep. And I just did that until 6 a.m. I could not physically stop myself. And I kept saying to myself, it's dark. I could see it was dark out the window. Because my phone was dead and my Fitbit was on the counter. I'd taken my Fitbit off my wrist to give him his bath, and because my Fitbit was just there and I was sitting with him there, he was sitting on a little towel, and he was sound asleep, and he was really, I think he must have really been enjoying having all of this, you know, crap pulled off him, because he just drifted off, and at least he had a good night's sleep. But because my Fitbit was over there and I was doing what I was doing, and I kept looking up thinking, I wonder what time it is, but I couldn't put the tweezers down and step away from him because there were still more eggs to pluck off him. And the last time I had an episode like that was when, like before my medication, I went outside one afternoon around the same time of year, and I was pulling weeds out of the garden, and I told myself I couldn't come back inside until I'd pulled out all of the weeds. And it got dark, and I was thinking, I should probably go in and go to bed. It's dark. But then I was like, but there's just a few more. And then before I knew it, the sun came up, and I'd been out there from 6 p.m. until 6 a.m. pulling out weeds. And I didn't feel the time pass. And then my body was physically exhausted, but my brain was so fixated. And Dan had to actually come out and bring me inside. I couldn't stop. I just had it in my mind that I cannot stop until every single weed is pulled out of the ground. But I mean, it's like an impossible task. There's so many of them. And it's like that with the eggs on Errol, you know, like I was picking them, like there would be one feather and I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was taking all the eggs from the one spot, and I'd move to the next feather and take all the eggs from that spot. And I mean, it was never going to happen. I was never going to pull all of them out. So because I've only got several minutes until my mother-in-law arrives to pick me up, I'm going with her to help her pick a bench top for her kitchen renovation. And I've only got a few minutes until she gets here. Hi, Archie. I'm not going to go anywhere near Archie today until I've had at least 3 more showers, because Mr. Errol is so, I'm going to keep well away from Archie just in case I give him anything by accident from Errol. So I've just gone and grabbed a parcel, and I'm also not going to have dumpling in the video either, because again, I'm going to shower multiple more times before I'm going to feel as though I'm not sort of contaminated by whatever Errol's brought with him from the place he was in. Hell, I would call it. Oh, pretty. That looks like vintage fabric. That definitely looks like vintage fabric. We've got women's size 8 floral 2-piece skirt and sleeveless top Delina Petites, $20. Delina, vintage Australian brand. So here we go. Oh, look, it's still got its tag. My goodness. That's nuts. $76.95. So it's just got this little kind of vest top, and it's got this really, really pretty floral skirt. And I actually think I'm going to wear this. I'm just going to put a white turtleneck on underneath the top. Hang on. You know what? I was thinking of wearing this, but actually, because it's vintage and it's brand new with tags on both the top and the bottom, and also I forgot to show you, look at this sweet little embroidery that's all over the bottom of the top. It's so beautiful. It's really lovely. And I do like the skirt a lot. The skirt is very much my style. Oh, mother-in-law's here. Hang on. I'm not going to wear this, even though I like the skirt. I feel like someone would really, really like this, and I should keep it brand new as a two-piece set. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm going to get changed out of this. Okay, quick outfit of the day before I leave is this top that I thrifted last year. It's a dress, actually. My mom got me 2 types of kids' toothpaste. Let's try the REDBUBBLE. Ooh. Oh God. Matching Fitbits. Do you ever check your sleep score?
I wasn't going to do.
No. Good evening, dear friends. Sorry for all the chaos in this video. I've come home after seeing my mother-in-law, and I've given Errol another round in the bath. He's dried off. I can't spot any lice alive on him at the moment, so I'm just letting him have a little sit out here. I'm going to take my photo. I'm going to take my photo of the day. I'm not going to let myself slip up or miss one of my challenge days. So I've got my camera here by my bedside table. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I got the shot. I got it. This, my friends, is what I like to call a one and done photo. It's where you set up the camera and you take one single shot, and you're so happy with it that you don't need to take any more. So I've done my 30-day challenge thing. Make sure that you do your one, or if you haven't picked what you want to do for your challenge, have a think about it and let me know down below what you're going to do. And I will see you tomorrow for Tidy Up Thursday. Because, look, this is what happens when you say to yourself, there is a specific day or two of the week, and those are the days that you're going to tidy up. It means that you don't tidy on any other day. Perhaps every day should be Tidy Up Day. But look, we'll work on that together. All right, see you guys tomorrow. Love you. Bye.